I am working, but I'm always attending courses. I don't want to stop learning because I know I have a lot of things to learn again. And I think this is the key point of an artist: not feeling arrived, never arrived. You have always to learn. I'm Laura Argiolas. I'm from Italy. I was born in Sardinia, but from 2015 I live in Milan, now in the countryside. And my moving to Milan was the beginning also of my artist life. Because at the beginning of 2015, since January until July, I lived for 6 months in Brussels, where I moved my first steps in graphic and illustration, and then I come to Milan and I started my freelance work as an illustrator and graphic designer. And now I am a full-time illustrator. There was a moment when I studied in the Academy of Fine Arts because I was studying for becoming a video maker, not an illustrator or a designer. But in my course, there were also courses about graphic and illustration, and I fell in love about it, studying for other other things. So I started to try to apply myself to new skills. So I started to develop some personal projects, and then I found out that illustration was making me happier than video making. So I decided to continue this path and learning new skills. I don't have a favorite blog to follow to get inspiration or discover new trends, but I spend a lot of my time on Pinterest and or checking some hashtags, for example, pattern design, and then I discover new artists, new trends, new styles, and I learn a lot. Just searching something like that in Pinterest or Instagram, maybe. I think the best word to describe my style is colorful. I love bright colors, and I put them in all my illustration, patterns, hand lettering work. I couldn't imagine my style without colors, like without a bright palette. And since the very beginning, I always used bright colors. And the other word to describe my style could be happy. I know it's a very it's a word that means everything, but in my illustration, I always try to convey happy thoughts, positive messages. So even if it's an illustration about a thing, I always try to put some happiness inside it. So I put a smiling face on my objects. That's a thing that I do every time, even on photographs. Or I add a little sparkle, a little kind of happiness that the person who see my illustration could feel seeing it. I was studying in an Academy of Fine Arts, and there were the courses of graphic design and also illustration. I started a personal journey, living to Brussels, for example. In Brussels, I was looking for a job, a little internship in video making, but I didn't find it because I didn't have a lot of a big portfolio of video making, but I had a big portfolio of graphic design and illustration. So I found a little work in an agency for doing graphics and practicing during the work, I learned a lot of new things to use better the new softwares, and I find out that I could do even better the things that I was doing. So when I came back to Italy, I quit the academy. I didn't finish it. I decided to attend other courses, even in other fields, for example, in web design, because I wanted to not to be a web designer for others, but to build a good website for myself, to let others discover my art, my works, or other kind. I attended a lot of courses while I was starting to do the work as a freelancer. And right now I do the same. I am working, but I'm always attending courses. I don't want to stop learning, because I know I have a lot of things to learn again. And I think this is the key point of an artist: not feeling arrived, never arrived. You have always to learn. I have a strong vision of what I want to reach in the future. So I let this vision keep me always productive. I don't know, even in days when I don't have inspiration, I ask myself, what is the smallest step I could do so this helps me so much to keep consistency in my work. I stop to do what I can't do if I'm blocked. So I come to another field, creative field. I cook many times. So if you are blocked, do other things, and inspiration will come when you are not searching it. So sometimes it's also good to stop also looking and searching new websites, new pages, because maybe it could be more frustrating. So if you are not under, for example, a deadline for a work for a client, and you are just blocked for your personal project, stop doing it. Do gardening, do cooking, do pastry, and then come back to your work. In my very beginning, I was very impressed from the art of illustrator, pattern designer from Canada. I think I don't want to make a mistake. I discovered their Instagram profile in, I think, 2015. And I fell in love with her colors, her shapes. I love different artists from different fields. For example, on hand lettering, I love the work of the artist. Or, for example, my top artist that she always inspired me, but for her shapes, her colors, is Mary Blair. I don't have an artist, a favorite artist on all, just because I love to take from everyone something that could be good and fit for me. I do the traditional way to send portfolios or send my website link to companies that would be interested in what I do. Basically, I check if what they do, if my illustration would fit with what I do. For example, I send them to companies that maybe produce something for kids, because my illustrations are more suitable for kids than adults, for example. It doesn't work every time, because sometimes companies are not interested in what you do, maybe even if your works could fit for them. And many other times are companies that come to me. Maybe they found me on Instagram, they found me on Behance. A lot of companies come from Behance. So for an artist, it's important to have a portfolio also there, even if it's not so updated, but put your best work here, and companies really check them. So it's important to have a portfolio also in your website, but also on this kind of social media. Also, time is very important. You don't have to want everything in the very beginning. It's important to have a lot of patience. I have a strong vision of myself in the future, and I try to work every day to reach what I want to reach. Let's hope. I'm not only an illustrator for companies or clients, but I'm more a designer and an entrepreneur for myself. I have my brand of stationery products and items with my illustration. So my biggest dream and what I hope to be in 5 years is have my little store of my products. Thank you. I'm not very. It's a lot of things that I don't speak English so much, so I have to practice a little bit. But I really love speaking in English, so thank you for this opportunity.